Alrighty guys, so today I'm going to be showing you my lead reels and my oxygen reels. I had a guy ask me how I built them, so I'm going to explain it all, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to build my next set different, because these are not working like I want them to. They're kind of a pain to reel up and everything, so I'll show you real quick. So this is my lead reels. Okay, so what I did was, there is 3-inch C channel here. I think it's 22 inches long or something. And then that's 32 inches long. And I have 2 of those. This one's welded solid at the bottom. And then it has a hinge up here. So this one has a hinge down here. And then it has this lock, so I can take the lock off or whatever and flip this back, and this will fall over, and I can pull both the reels off at the same time. But they were moving too much and I didn't like that, so I welded here and on the back side, and then up here I welded this too, so now they're solid. But then I put, just remember, all this stuff is from where I work. It was all scrap. So but I took their open bearings, which I didn't like very much. That's why I'm gonna change it. But there's a bearing in here. There's a bearing in here, right there. And now you can't see it real well, but right there's a bearing. And then I welded the plates right here. These are 12.5 inches. And then, you know, there's dual bearings in both of them, as you can tell. And then there's a 1-inch solid rod all the way through both of them. And then underneath here, like on top of this, but underneath these, there's a 1.5-inch pipe in here that I was hoping was big enough, but I think I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. And then I put some what they call detents. They're just little springs inside here, and it just comes out like that. And then, you know, it does that. Okay, so what we're gonna do, since I didn't like this setup, and obviously it's bolted down to, well, you probably can't see it, but there's those plates right there. They are underneath, they're bolted to everything underneath. So that's how I built these ones. But they're, you know, they're open bearings. These are too big, and to reel them up you have to reach back here and hold the cable out here, and it's just too much of a pain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make them more like this one. I'll show you this one. I'm gonna make them more like this. Like, obviously this hasn't got used yet because I don't have torch hose yet, but I'm gonna make them more of a single piece with bearings sort of like this, so it's easier to roll these up. And, you know, so that's my oxygen reel, which I'm gonna make. This has 2 bearings here that are welded on and has a detent. I'm not gonna put a detent back on them because they freeze up, obviously, but that's more like how I'm gonna do it. So my plan is, I'm gonna take and build a 4 bolt-in post right here. Okay, and it's gonna be a solid 3x3 by quarter that stands up. I'm gonna have a bearing on the outside and a bearing on the inside for each one of these. And instead of 12.5, I'm gonna have 10 inches on both of these. In the center, I'm gonna have like a 2 or 2.5 inch tube, and not make them 12 inches long. They're gonna be, probably 10 inches long, so it's not as big or huge or whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna have bolt-on bearings that are gonna bolt probably right about here and here, and then the bearing is gonna be right in the center, like that. And obviously the rod's gonna stick out the end. But that's gonna be for both of them. That way I can put a handle on this side and just reel it up instead of having to fuck with it with my hand. And then instead of a detent going right here, I'm probably gonna put like a a lock similar to this. So when I get to where I want it, or not like this, but like a lock that you push in like that, and it'll push up against it, so it holds them in place. That's probably something I'm gonna have put on there. But that is what my lead reels look like right now. But I do want to change them because I just don't like the way these are, and they'll be easier, and then I can get them repainted or painted the first time, so you know they don't rust out from all that lovely Indiana salt. Because you know this is gorgeous stuff. But yeah, that's what they're gonna be. So we're gonna go, instead of this huge contraption, we're gonna go with 10 by 10. So because this is only number one, I didn't see the need to have anything bigger because, well, it burns up the same amount, so it doesn't really matter to me. But 10 by 10, and then it's probably going to be 24 inches tall, so we have enough clearance between the two and on the bottom. And then I'm probably going to bring, I don't know, probably put like a little triangle at the bottom just to make sure it's stiff enough so it doesn't flop around or anything. But yeah, so I'll go over this one more time. Okay, so 22 by 30, I think is how tall it is. 12.5 inches for these rounds, and they're going to be thicker, not this thin shit, because this stuff warps too much. And I'm probably going to maybe reuse these. I don't know. I might just keep these reels, who knows. But we're going to build them similar to this, but not this. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I haven't got the material. I'm going to work on doing that, so. But yeah, that's what they are. And then obviously it's going to be the same as this, or it comes out the other side, kind of like that one right there. So yeah, those are my lead reels. But dual bearings, the housing is welded to this, and then the bearings tacked on the inside. And the whole thing, you know, you unhook that, cut the welds off, cut these welds off, and the whole thing flops back. So these come off completely. So, but yeah, that's how I built those. But they are going to be more like my oxygen reels. So, you know, that's probably another video that's coming before too long. So just remember, if you guys like the videos, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I don't know, show all your friends, tell everybody. If anybody wants to learn how to weld, I'll definitely do it. I have a couple people that are coming over to learn how to weld, and you know, we'll get to it. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.